often remind him was that if a fight broke out, that he better keep all 10 of his piggy toes on the outside of that field.
The Swift-Kelce universe just keeps expanding like it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe of romance, football, and chaos. First up, insiders claim Travis is swapping playbooks for scripts, reportedly starring in Taylor Swift's brand new film project inspired by their love story. Then comes wedding buzz hotter than a halftime show, with talk of a jaw-dropping Gilded Age mansion and a date straight out of Taylor's lucky number playbook.
June 13th is the only 13th that falls on a Saturday, and it's near her house in Rhode Island. And obviously 13 is her lucky number.
Next, Jason Kelce's wife Kylie reveals her no-nonsense, no-fighting rule during his NFL days, proving even legends get spousal timeouts. Then Taylor bags a Songwriters Hall of Fame nomination, Scott Eastwood spills Wildest Dreams secrets, and finally, the internet spirals over a viral video, asking the wildest question yet, is Taylor pregnant? Taylor Swift is not just rewriting music history, she's about to rewrite cinematic history too. Yup, insiders are spilling that she's cooking up a full-on movie inspired by her romance with Travis. And no, not just a cute couple montage type thing. Think Romeo and Juliet, but with footballs, friendship bracelets, and way more stadium lights. Word is Taylor's been scribbling away like a woman possessed. Screenplays, short stories, the whole creative buffet. She's supposedly been low-key obsessed with this one project, channeling her love story with Travis into something that's apparently half art, half flex. One insider called it the egotistical project to end all egotistical projects, which, let's be honest, sounds exactly like something Taylor would absolutely crush just to prove everyone wrong. The concept's inspired by Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, so expect chaos. Neon crosses, slow-motion heartbreak, and possibly Travis rocking a sword instead of a helmet. But don't get it twisted. This won't be a biopic or some Lifetime love story. It's fiction, sure, but Swift-style fiction, meaning every line of dialogue will probably have Swifties decoding it on TikTok within 30 seconds of release. Apparently, she's keeping everything on total lockdown until the script's flawless. No leaks, no teasers, not even a sneaky Easter egg hidden in a song lyric. And knowing Taylor, that level of secrecy is basically her love language. Insiders say she's knee-deep in polishing the story herself because, surprise, surprise, she wants it perfect before the world sees it. And speaking of living the movie, looks like Taylor and Travis are about to make that happily ever after go from script to reality, because rumor has it the Swift-Kelce wedding might just take place in a straight-up castle disguised as a mansion. Fans are losing their collective minds over whispers that the couple has picked the Breakers, that jaw-dropping Gilded Age palace in Newport, as their wedding venue. Yeah, the one that looks like it was designed by someone who thought rich meant let's hang gold from the ceiling and call it subtle. Insiders say these two didn't just pick a date, they picked the date. June 13th, 2026. Naturally, Taylor's favorite number 13 had to make an appearance. Somewhere out there, numerologists are fainting. But here's where it gets messy. Apparently there was another couple already booked for that same weekend. Taylor's team allegedly swooped in and made them an offer that could fund an entire honeymoon. First class, champagne, no crying babies and coach. One bride reportedly said absolutely not at first, but let's be real. If Taylor offers to bankroll your wedding and your post-wedding vacation, suddenly maybe starts sounding like heck yes.
One of my friends' friends is getting married at in Rhode Island on June 13th, 2026. The venue called her and said someone is willing to buy you out of your date. She said, no, I don't want to switch my date. They called her back and said they're willing to pay for her entire wedding and honeymoon to have this date. June 13th is the only 13th that falls on a Saturday, and it's near her house in Rhode Island. And obviously 13 is her lucky number.
As for the venue, it's not just fancy, it's disgustingly, gloriously over the top. We're talking 70 rooms, chandeliers so heavy they need steel beams, ceilings taller than Travis on his tiptoes, and more fireplaces than most apartment buildings. Built by Cornelius Vanderbilt II back in 1895, it basically screams money never sleeps, and now apparently neither do Swifties, who are already planning road trips to Rhode Island just to catch a glimpse of the floral arrangements. While Travis and Taylor are planning a wedding straight out of a billionaire's Pinterest board, Big Brother Jason's household is running on pure chaos and caffeine, thanks to his wife Kylie, who's now spilling some hilarious behind-the-scenes NFL tea. On her podcast, she admitted she had one very strict rule for Jason when he was still with the Eagles: don't start fights. Apparently, she wasn't about to let her man get slapped with an NFL fine just because he decided to play referee, or worse, WWE.
Often remind him was that if a fight broke out, that he better keep all 10 of his piggy toes on the outside of that field.
Insiders say Kylie was dead serious about it too. Every game day pep talk basically went, if fists start flying, your cleats better be glued to the sidelines. Because in the NFL, even stepping 1 foot onto the field during a brawl, even if you're trying to break it up, means the league reaches straight into your wallet and says, thanks for your service, that'll be $5,000. And Kylie, she wasn't paying a dime of that. The woman had 4 kids to feed and a husband who thought jumping into chaos was a bonding activity.
If you so much as step a foot onto that field when you were not previously on that field while there is a fight happening, even if you went out there to break it up, fined dollars out of your pocket into the NFL's.
She also joked that Jason was never really the peacekeeper type anyway, more like the guy you hope stays in his lane when the helmets start flying. And knowing Jason, that tracks. This is the man who once wore flip-flops to a press conference and dressed like a mummers parade float at the Super Bowl. Subtlety isn't exactly his brand.
I would love to say that Jason would be the one that would hop in there and be the peacekeeper breaking it up. You and I both know. I'm pretty sure he was going and swinging.
Jason, meanwhile, has made it clear he's not unretiring, even after another ex-Eagle decided to give it one more go. He's done, and apparently too busy being a full-time dad and part-time chaos coordinator at home. He even joked that after spraining his calf jumping rope last season, his body pretty much told him, sit down, old man. And speaking of hanging up helmets, looks like Taylor's trading stadium lights for spotlights again, this time on the world's most exclusive stage. Yep, the same woman planning a castle wedding and possibly writing a movie about it just got nominated for the Songwriters Hall of Fame. About time, right? Like how many heartbreak anthems, coded lyrics, and ex-boyfriend Easter eggs does a girl have to write before someone hands her a shiny plaque? Insiders say the 2026 ballot looks stacked. We're talking LL Cool J, Pink, David Byrne, Sarah McLachlan, Kenny Loggins, and even the Kiss guys with their face paint and fire cannons. Basically, it's a lineup that looks like your dad's playlist had a head-on collision with Gen Z Spotify Wrapped. Now here's the kicker. Taylor just became eligible this year because apparently there's a 20 years after your first song rule. Yeah, bureaucracy exists even in the land of broken hearts and Billboard charts. Swift dropped her first single in 2006, so the math finally checks out. She's officially in the big leagues. Somewhere, 16-year-old Taylor with a guitar and curly hair is probably fist-pumping in spirit. Voting's open till December 4th, and the music world's insiders are already gossiping about who's going to make the cut. It's basically the Grammys, but for people who actually write their own lyrics. And knowing Taylor, she's probably triple-checking rhymes between movie scripts and wedding invites, pretending she's not secretly manifesting that induction speech. And while Taylor's probably somewhere polishing her Hall of Fame speech with one hand and storyboarding her next music video with the other, one of her old co-stars just dropped a behind-the-scenes bombshell that got fans reliving their 2015 Tumblr phase. Yep, Scott Eastwood, the ruggedly handsome offspring of Clint Get Off My Lawn Eastwood, finally spilled how he landed his role in Taylor's Wildest Dreams video. Turns out this wasn't some Hollywood casting call or agent hookup, it was Taylor herself, cold calling him like she was ordering pizza. Scott said he picked up the phone thinking, Taylor who? Which, honestly, is wild in itself. Like if Taylor Swift ever calls you, you answer that phone faster than you'd answer your mom's "Where are you?" text. Insiders say Scott was just minding his business when Taylor decided he was the perfect fit to play her windswept, tragic love interest in that steamy 1950s-style video. You know, the one that looked like The Notebook met out of Africa in a fever dream? Apparently she'd seen him in something, liked his vibe, and boom, instant casting. Must be nice to get jobs via pop star intuition. During a recent interview, his co-stars joked that everyone on set had rewatched Wildest Dreams, and one of them didn't even realize Scott was that guy from the video. Cue the collective no way, from the cast and a mom somewhere yelling over FaceTime. Seems like that video still lives rent-free in a lot of hearts, especially since Taylor was basically serving old Hollywood goddess, while Scott smoldering in the background like a man personally offended by shirts with buttons. And while Scott Eastwood's still reminiscing about getting that Wildest Dreams call from Taylor, the internet's got a whole new dream they're obsessing over, or should we say, delusion. Yup, the Swifties are at it again, and this time the timeline's losing its collective chill over one burning question: is Taylor pregnant? Cue dramatic gasp and 30 TikTok edits. So here's what went down. She steps out after a Chiefs win, probably just vibing, maybe celebrating with a little dessert, and boom, one shaky iPhone clip later, the internet's CSI division is zooming in like it's the Zapruder film. Every frame's getting analyzed. The angle, the outfit, the lighting, probably even the gravitational pull of the moon that night. Some fans swore she looked different, while others were like, "Relax, Karen. That's what happens when you eat actual food." Of course, insiders say Taylor's not shopping for baby onesies. She's just living her best post-game life. But social media is built different. You give them one video and suddenly there's a full Reddit thread titled "Swift-Let Confirmed," with 600 theories, 200 screenshots, and one guy claiming he decoded a secret message from her bracelet beads. And listen, this isn't even new. The Eras Tour had similar chaos. Every time Taylor wore a slightly loose dress, Twitter turned into an OBGYN conference. People forget that she's human. Sometimes you eat sushi, sometimes it shows, and sometimes you just don't owe anyone an explanation. One fan even joked she's probably just pregnant with creative ideas, which honestly, given how she's out here writing movies, wedding plans, and Hall of Fame speeches all at once, makes sense. Experts keep reminding folks that bloating's not a conspiracy theory, it's biology. You eat, you bloat, you live. End of story. But the internet refuses to chill. It's like they can't handle the idea that Taylor's biggest project right now might just be her next verse, not a baby announcement. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.